Hello and welcome back to the Agile Foundations course from Digital Agility Institute. So, the next topic that we are looking to connect or speak about is the Scrum Foundations, and that is our part 3 of the Agile Foundations course. So, in the earlier two sessions, we talked about why Agile and what Agile is, and then we also touched upon Agile values and principles. So, in this session, we will be talking about Scrum. So, exactly what is Scrum? Scrum is a very lightweight framework that enables people or the teams or the organizations as well to generate value through adaptive solutions for complex problems, which means it gives you that framework and the set of values, the practices, and the events which, when practiced in its essence, helps organizations to develop solutions for the most complex problems. And this framework, the Scrum, essentially is more suited for a software development environment. So, if you are an organization, if you are a team that is very closely involved with the software development, then this is a very good framework to use in your context. Now, if you talk about Scrum as a whole, what does Scrum need? Right? The whole essence or the center of Scrum is a Scrum Master. As the Scrum Master is the person who can establish Scrum within a team, and that he or she does by creating an environment or fostering an environment wherein there is another role that is called as product owner. A product owner essentially breaks down complex problems into a product backlog, which means complex product owner has the responsibility, and we will specifically look into what product owner does, what a scrum master does, or what a scrum team responsibilities are. But at a high level, the roles and responsibility of the product owner is to break down complex business requirements into a set of user stories or features into a product backlog. Product backlog again is a collection of product features and user stories which, when delivered, that can deliver value to the customer. Now, Scrum Master also creates an environment where the team, which we call as the Scrum team, turns work into value increment. It means that every iteration or every sprint in the Scrum sense, the team is delivering value. They are focused on the customer and they always deliver value incrementally. And they also inspect and adapt, which means they try to reflect on their learnings and adapt their way of working to the future sprints so that they can continue to deliver value incrementally. And that is what a scrum needs. Moving to the next one, what does Scrum involve? Right? So the Scrum framework is based on empiricism. Now, what is empiricism? That means you have done something or you are delivering something as a value today, and you are gaining knowledge from that experience, right? Gaining knowledge from how you have done, how you have collaborated with the team, what behaviors did the team exhibit, and what was the value delivered. So you gain all that knowledge from the experience that you are gaining day in, day out. And then, based on the reflections and observations on how we are working together as a team, how are we interacting with our stakeholders, how is the value being delivered, what is the quality of deliverables that we are providing. Looking at all these elements, they make decisions for the current sprint and the future sprints. So that is what is called as empiricism. Means building on the knowledge gained by doing something and then improving or enhancing your future deliverables. And Scrum involves, or Scrum is based on empiricism, right? It is an empirical framework. Then it also involves lean thinking. Now, what is lean thinking? There are, essentially 5 elements of lean thinking. Means the first is value. Everything we do, everything we think about, everything we focus on is value based. Are we delivering value? What we are working today, what is the value it is going to provide to the customer? How can we increase our delivery of value to the customer? The prioritization happens on the kind of value it can provide, a particular feature or a function or a user story can provide to the customer. Even because of that reason, the agile team or a scrum team is open to changes even at the late stages of development. If it is proven that yes, this change is required for either providing a better value to the customer or enhancing the value that we are going to deliver to the customer. And that is the lean thinking or lean mindset that a scrum team involves, or scrum as a framework involves. The next element that is very critical for scrum is the value stream. Value stream is the set of tasks or items in a business process which can deliver value to the customer. Now, if you think about value streams, it may be one single business process which might be providing value to the customer. So that one business process itself becomes a value stream. And in some cases, it may be more than one business processes contributing to a particular value delivery. Then it becomes a value stream with multiple business processes contributing to it. So there are all possibilities when you talk about value streams. It may be one-to-one mapping between a value stream and a business process. It may be one-to-many, means one value stream consists of more than one, business processes, and it may be many to one, which means one business process may be contributing to many value streams, right? It may be a transversal, kind of business process. So that is about value streams. We won't get much deeper into value streams because that again is a separate topic under SAFE. Probably if we do a SAFE foundations course, we might cover more about it. But value streams, in value stream context, we just want to understand two things. One is called as an operational value stream, and second one is known as a delivery value stream. The operational value stream focuses on business process. The delivery value stream focuses on the systems that contribute to the business process. So that's the delivery value stream. So here essentially we are talking about delivery value stream because Scrum involves developers or cross-functional teams. Then the third element of lean thinking that Scrum actively focuses on is establishing the flow. Establishing the flow of work seamlessly between various delivery functions. That means how can you optimize the flow? How can you reduce the handoffs within a Scrum team? How seamlessly work can flow from one set of specialization to another set of specialization. How do you reduce the handoffs? How much automation can you bring in to maximize the flow of work, right? What are the different ways that is there in the system or creeping into the process value stream that you have, and then how can you optimize it, right? So flow is another aspect that a Scrum team would always look for. Then work should not be pushed to the team. Team should be able to pull the work based on their availability. And that is the key. And for that to happen, you need to have a backlog which is well refined and prioritized, right? So they, and what else you need? You also need the team to be at the same level of capability. And we discussed that in the principles part, so that anybody can pick up any work that is coming out from a backlog or that is there in the backlog, rather than looking up to some person to take it up, right? And then the last one is about the perfection. Now, in pursuit of perfection, you will always end up accomplishing excellence. So it's always about how can we make us better. It means that a Scrum team always continuously evolves from where they are to be better in every aspect of their way of functioning, whether it is the collaboration part, whether it is the technical excellence part, whether it is the establishing the flow, everything that we are talking about, or the value delivery. A Scrum team looks to perfect their way of accomplishing all this. So these are the five elements of lean thinking that Scrum advocates and involves when you are operating as a Scrum team, when you are adopting Scrum as a framework for yourself. Now, the next point is what are the three pillars of Scrum, right? And these are the three pillars on which Scrum team looks to, you know, balance themselves on, right? Or to enhance or extrapolate themselves on. The first one is transparency, adaptation, and inspection, which means you maintain absolute transparency on what is that you are doing, right? What work has been completed, what work is still pending. So there is an absolute transparency within the team and to all the stakeholders that are required to have that communication or information from the team on what they are delivering, how they are progressing towards that delivery. So it promotes complete transparency. Second, inspection, right? Which means, as we discussed earlier, Scrum is all about inspecting and adapting consistently at every point in time. So the events that Scrum team goes through also make it or enable them or equip them to inspect continuously and then look to adapt for themselves to be better and pursuing that perfection we talked about. So those are the three pillars on which a Scrum is founded upon. Let's look at the Scrum values, right? There are five Scrum values: commitment, focus, openness, respect, and courage. Now, what are these values? What does that, what are they meant to be? Right? Commitment of a Scrum team is always towards delivering value. What we commit is what we deliver, and we should not overcommit, nor we should undercommit. And remember the principles again. The pace of delivery should be sustainable in the long term. So our commitment is to deliver what we look to accomplish as a team, or what we commit to. And commitment is not just about value delivery, right? It's also about delivering it with right quality, right? And it kind of encompasses the other elements as well. Commitment to respect everybody in the team, every views in the team, diverse views that come through within the team. So commitment to each other as a team member. How well am I committed to support you in your cause? How well am I committed to the team's goals? Am I looking at myself as an individual, or am I looking at more towards what the team wants to accomplish? Right? The commitment is always towards the team, each member of the team. Right? That is what is the one of the Scrum values. Then number two, focus. For you to have commitment, you need a lot of focus, right? If you And we are talking about consistently delivering value incrementally at the end of every sprint, right? That means you need to have that focus on value delivery at every point of time, the focus on optimizing the flow at every point in time, the focus on delivering value, right, at every point in time, focus to reach that level of perfection as a team, as an individual, right? Focus is the second value. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the right delivery of value? Are you focusing on collaborating with each and every member of the team, and even beyond your team with other teams as well? When you are operating as team of teams, whether you are part of a scaling framework like Scrum of Scrum or Safe or any other, where you need to collaborate with number of teams to deliver, right? Even without that, if you are delivering to a value stream, that means there would be an opportunity or necessity to integrate at a larger level. So are you focused enough, right? And that is another Scrum value. Second, openness. As we looked at, the one of the major pillars is transparency. If you have to be transparent, you want to bring in transparency in the system, you have to be open about everything. That means there has to be a psychologically safe environment created for people to be open, for people to be vulnerable, for people to be authentically themselves, and that only can bring in openness, right? And for that openness to really be brought in as a culture within the team, you need to respect everyone for who they are as individuals, right? Without any judgment, without any prejudice about who they are. If you are really able to respect them for their strengths, respect them for their limitations, respect them for their personality, who they are, right? That is when they can be really open, they can be really focused, and they can be committed to the team goal. And for us to have that respect, we need to have courage. Are we courageous enough to accept first ourselves to be who we are, right? And are we able to have that courage to be vulnerable in the team, so that we can build that culture of openness, culture of respect, culture of being focused and committed together as a team. If you see all these, right, they are all intertwined. One cannot happen without the other. Can you be open without being courageous? You cannot. Can you be open without being respectful of people? Or people don't respect your opinion, then can you be open about it? No. If you don't have openness, or openness is not encouraged, if you are not respected within the team, would you be focused? Would you be committed to the team? It's a clear answer that you cannot do it, right? So for a Scrum team to really function as a team effectively and to become a high value delivering team or high value creating team, you need these values to be integrated on a daily basis, exhibited on a daily basis at every point of time when they are coming together as a team and operating together as a team, right? So those are the aspects of the first part of Scrum. So we will stop here, help you to reflect on these elements that we discussed so far, and then we will step into the next session where we'll talk about Scrum teams, Scrum roles, and probably events, if that can be packed into one video. If not, we will make it into two videos. I hope you are enjoying the learning from these discussions that we are having, and we wish you a great learning journey with us. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the next session.